Today, we are piecing together the entire story of Vecna. I'm talking everything from his secret origins to his absolutely bonkers master plan, and maybe most importantly, the one critical flaw that might just be his undoing. So yeah, let's dive right in. So let's kick things off with what is probably the biggest question from this last season, right? Why on earth is this all-powerful being, Vecna, absolutely terrified of caves? It seems weird. But to really get it, to understand who Vecna is now, we've got to go way back. We have to uncover a secret from his past, long before Hawkins was even on his radar. And that brings us to the Nevada incident. This is his origin story. See, Vecna's greatest fear, it's directly tied to the very source of his power. It all goes back to an event that happened when he was just a kid named Henry Creel, living out in Nevada. So when he was just a young boy, Henry Creel completely vanishes. He's gone for 12 hours, supposedly while playing near some caves. But here's the thing. He wasn't just lost in the desert somewhere. No, he was accidentally zapped into another absolutely terrifying reality. And this place, this is the true source of the Upside Down. They call this place Dimension X. It's a hostile, nightmarish dimension, and it's home to the Mind Flayer. This is where a young Henry first came face to face with that creature. It's the place that gave him his incredible powers, but it's also where his deepest, most profound trauma was born. You gotta understand, the Upside Down that we've seen, that's just a shadow, really. It's just an echo of this far, far more terrifying place. So here's the key takeaway. His fear isn't really of the caves. It's about what they represent. The caves are a trigger, a reminder of that trauma. He's terrified of reliving that horrifying memory of his first contact with the darkness. And it's a memory he definitely does not want the children who are plugged into his mind to ever see. Okay, so how do we get from this traumatized kid to the full-blown monster we all know? This is the story of how Henry became 001. And as you might guess, his journey is tragically tangled up with another major player, Dr. Brenner. And this right here is a really fascinating parallel. You see, Brenner's obsession with other dimensions, it didn't start with Henry. It started with his own father. Both Henry and Brenner's dad had their lives completely defined by Dimension X, but with totally opposite results. Brenner's father was literally destroyed by it, while Henry, well, he was empowered by it. And that core tragedy right there is what fueled Brenner's whole ruthless quest to understand and control a world that, deep down, he could never truly conquer. This timeline really lays out Henry's tragic fall from grace. He develops these powers in Nevada, but he's afraid of them. And then the family moves to Hawkins, and that's where he meets Dr. Brenner. But the real turning point, the thing that pushed him over the edge, was a betrayal. See, Henry believed his own mother told Brenner secrets about a girl he deeply cared for, Patty. To him, that was an unforgivable threat against the only person he felt connected to. And he just snapped. He murdered his mother and his sister. And in that moment, he fully embraced the darkness. From there, it was only a matter of time before his confrontation with Eleven, which led to his banishment. Okay, let's fast forward to the present day and see how all this history builds into Vecna's current master plan. Because make no mistake, he's not just killing randomly. Oh no, he is building something. And the key to this entire grand design? It's the number 12. So what's the deal with that? Why is he so completely fixated on kidnapping exactly 12 children? Well, if there's one thing we know about Vecna, it's that he has always been obsessed with time. Think about it. 12 hours on a clock, 12 months in a year. 12 is the number of cycles, of completion. So those 12 kids, they aren't just victims to him. They're tools. They are the living, breathing anchor points, the numbers on a brand new clock for a brand new world he's trying to build from scratch. He's literally using them as living batteries for this new world. Their physical bodies are imprisoned in the Upside Down, completely tethered and immobile. But their minds? Their minds are trapped somewhere else entirely, in a fake, fabricated version of Henry's own 1950s childhood. It's a world where he gets to play the hero, where he's not a monster, but a friend. And who's at the very center of this twisted little fantasy world? None other than one of Hawkins' most innocent residents, Holly Wheeler. He's a total wolf in sheep's clothing. To Holly, Vecna appears as this kind, gentle friend. He's expertly manipulating her trust, trying to mold her mind. And let's be real, by targeting the little sister of Mike and Nancy, he's also waging some serious psychological warfare. He wants to destroy the morale of the very people leading the fight against him. He knows if he can break them, he can break anyone. But here's the thing. For all his careful planning, Vecna's meticulously crafted grand design has one colossal, fatal flaw. And it's one he absolutely never saw coming. So is his plan perfect? Not even close. See, he thinks he has total control over these kids. He believes his psychic network is a one-way street, where he's the puppet master and they're just puppets. But he is dead wrong. Because that connection, it works both ways. And that's the crucial point. The very network he built to control the children can actually be controlled by them. And we see the proof of this with Will Byers. As a former victim, he discovers he can access this network. And what does he do? He uses Vecna's own power to control the Demogorgons, freezing them in place. This proves that every single child Vecna has touched is now a potential threat to him. This isn't just some new power for Will. It is a total, game-changing revelation. So let's just lay it all out. These are the cracks starting to form in his armor. First, you've got the caves. His own trauma creates these physical no-go zones for him. Then, his trust with the kids is failing. Kids like Holly are starting to see through the facade. And finally, the network itself. Those 12 children aren't just his power source anymore. They are his single biggest liability, a potential army of rebellion waiting to be activated. Which, of course, leaves us with the ultimate question as we head into this final, epic battle. Will the very children he chose to be his greatest strength actually become the cause of his destruction? The foundation of his entire world, those 12 kids he needs for his clockwork reality, might just be the very thing that brings it all crashing down around him.